So you keep applying for jobs and you want more jobs, but they're just not coming. Let's take a look at what could be stopping the flow of jobs coming to you. So we're going to talk in this episode of the Freelance Connection about consistent efforts. So being consistent for everyone looks a little bit differently. It depends if you're working your business as a hobby, as a part-time gig, or as a full-time gig. So just kind of keep that in mind as we talk through this. So consistent efforts is what makes the most sense for you and something that you can be held accountable for. Who's going to hold yourself accountable? It's going to be you. Okay, look in the mirror and say, I'm going to hold myself accountable to make sure that these things are happening. So it is applying for jobs on a consistent basis. You can't wait for work to, like a project, to be done and then start applying for jobs. You need to know when a project or a job is coming towards the end, and then you start applying before it ends. That's going to keep the consistent flow of jobs coming. And so I'm talking with my teenager right now. He's going into the workforce. He's had a seasonal job for the last few years, but now he's like applying for jobs. And so he's like, I'm going to apply at the theater and then I'm just going to wait and see. I'm like, no, bud, like you need to apply to multiple places and then you have some options. So it's the same thing that I'm going to give that same advice to you. You want to apply for multiple jobs so you have an option of which one you want to take if you get multiple offers, because you might not even get interviewed for some of those jobs. Okay, so keep that in mind when you want a consistent workflow. Okay, so it starts with you being consistent with how you are working your business. When are you applying for jobs? How many are you applying for? And then look at your bandwidth. Like, do you have a spot open for 10 hours a week? Do you have a spot open for 20 hours? Do you have a spot for 20 hours a month? Okay, so that all looks very different, but it starts with knowing what you have available to work with. That's where the consistency is going to come. And so when you're looking at the overall picture, you want to look at like, this is what I'm trying to goal. So it's talking a little bit more about goal setting. So how much money do you want to make? And then you have to break it down from there. So I hope that this episode was helpful. If you have any questions, I'd love to, dive into this deeper with you. I always do a monthly Talk Freelance where we can dive into this even more. You can check that out on my website. It's leahmyers.com/links, and then check out Talk Freelance, and that will have the details. I'd love to continue this conversation with you there. Have a great day.